Live from the BDN Studios, it's Bang and Dang.
That's awesome.
If you don't like that, then
You ain't black.
Battle of Dranesville, which was a small battle that took place between Confederate forces, obviously, under Brigadier General J.E.B. Stewart, or Jeb. They call him Jeb, you think? And Union forces under Brigadier General Edward O.C. Ord on December 20th, 1861 in Fairfax County, Virginia, as part of George McClellan's operations in Northern Virginia.
Okay.
Following the Battle of Ball's Bluff, which you can go look up, on October 21st, major offensive action was halted in the Eastern Theater as both armies went into winter quarters. They're like, we ain't fighting in this shit.
That's rough.
Small detachments were still occasionally sent out to probe the enemy's position and to obtain forage.
Such was the case early on in the morning, December 20th, when General Stewart, with a mixed brigade of infantry comprising the regiments of 6th Southern Carolina, 1st Kentucky, 10th Alabama, 11th Virginia, 150 of his cavalry troops, and Allen C. Cut's 4-gun Georgia battery.
Jeez, that's not a small number.
He's right. All right, all you guys that is mentioned, let's go.
Get out of here.
We're going north from here. We're going to go near Centerville to escort the Army's wagon trains on a foraging expedition into Loudoun County. Should be simple, right? Most of the times you're just going to go there and back with no issues. Meanwhile, General Ord, leading the 10,000-strong 3rd Brigade of Pennsylvania Reserves, set out west.
So he's still taking 10,000 men.
Dang. To clear south bank of the Potomac of Confederate pickets and partisans in Fairfax and Loudoun. At Colvin Run Mill, Ord left half of his force to protect his rear and prevent his force from being cut off from their base at Langley.
Right.
So you still got 5,000.
All right, as mentioned, Union led by General Ord, Brigadier General Ord, got the 6th Infantry, Pennsylvania Reserves, 9th Infantry, Pennsylvania Reserves, 10th Infantry, Pennsylvania Reserves, 12th Infantry, Pennsylvania Reserves, Kane's 1st Pennsylvania Rifle Regiment, the 1st Pennsylvania Reserve Cavalry, the 1st Pennsylvania Reserve Artillery, Battery A, led by Captain Hezekiah Easton, and Battery F, led by Captain Ezra Matthews. Over on the Confederate side, Jeb Stewart, J.E.B. Stewart, had his 11th Virginia Volunteers, the 6th South Carolina Volunteers, 10th Alabama Volunteers, 1st Kentucky Volunteers, 1st North Carolina Cavalry, which was a 100-man detachment.
Nice.
2nd Virginia Cavalry, and the Sumter Flying Artillery from Georgia.
I don't know, they're flying.
Yeah, what are they? Yeah, right. At about noon, Ord arrived at the intersection of Georgetown Pike and Leesburg Pike in the village of Dranesville, where he encountered Stewart's advanced cavalry pickets,
Oh, look at that.
which were quickly driven off by the Union force. Ord then began to lead his command west down the Leesburg Pike. At around 1 p.m., Stewart with the main body of his force approached Dranesville from the south, whereupon he encountered the rear of the Union detachment.
So you got 5 G's right here. Stewart got nothing,
you don't want to
basically.
do nothing with these guys.
Ord halted his infantry, wheeled it around to meet the Confederate threat,
He's like, the rest of you guys turn around.
forming a line on the north side of the Leesburg Pike. He then deployed his artillery on an eminence near the intersection. Stewart deployed his infantry on the south side of the pike and his artillery 300 yards south of the Federal position. About right. While the Confederate infantry was deploying, the 1st Kentucky mistook the 6th South Carolina, for Union troops and opened fire, which was quickly returned by the Carolinians.
So they're fighting each other now. Oh, my gosh. The 11th Virginia advanced, supported by the 10th Alabama, but were stopped by heavy fire. The colonel of the 10th Alabama, John Forney, was wounded, and the Lieutenant Colonel, James B. Martin, was killed. Hearing the sound of gunfire, the 9th Pennsylvania Reserve Regiment charged across the turnpike, but were quickly driven back.
Oh, these guys were like, oh, no.
No, wait a minute. Turn back. The artillery began to duel, but owing to the strength of the Union position, the Confederate guns were quickly knocked out. Ord deployed his infantry in a skirmish line and sent it across the pike at Stewart, and the two sides squared off for nearly 2 hours. 3 p.m., with his wagons safely away and secure from capture, Stewart ordered a withdrawal.
Yeah, I bet
He said, let's get the hell out of here, boys.
Right,
We did
come
all
on.
we can do here.
Stewart, I thought you were smarter than
Ain't
that.
no match for this shit.
Ord pursued for about a half a mile, ensuring his line of retreat was safe, before breaking off the attack and returning to Langley. The following day, Stewart returned with the reinforcements, but the battle was already over.
Yeah, they're like, ain't nothing here no more.
Though the battle was small, of no strategic importance, and resulted in only light casualties, It marked the first time in the East that a Union force had bested their Confederate enemy.
That's true. They haven't done nothing in Virginia all year, dude.
Inflicting 230 casualties while suffering only 71, and was able to drive them from the field.
Look at them. It was a major morale boost for them, I would imagine. Finally, to get something done.
Right.